First of all, Thiago, how are you? Are you recovered from that Fight Island experience and that long flight? How you doing? How you feeling, man?
It's still a little out of it, but it's a good feeling. We got the job done, but I think it's going to take a few more days for me to feel normal.
Yeah, for sure. A super long trip, and I'm sure you were quite busy over there. For those that don't know, you're obviously in Dustin Poirier's corner at UFC 257. He obviously picked up a huge victory over Conor McGregor, second round TKO, and you were there to witness it all front row, man. And also all the process and everything that it required Dustin to get ready for the fight. So I wanted to talk to you about a bunch of things. But first of all, leg kicks, leg kicks, leg kicks. I mean, we know that you're the master of leg kicks. We know how big the leg kicks were in that fight against McGregor, and obviously you were in that corner. Um, can you tell us a little bit about the importance of leg kicks throughout this training camp? Is this something that you guys really put emphasis on getting ready for McGregor?
It was one of the strategies. Dustin is a complete fighter. We know that he could be superior. Not just in the stand up, but in the grappling and the wrestling as well. So we came up with a good game plan. Me, Mike Brown, and Coach Dia Davis, his boxing coach, and the calf kick, the leg kicks, it was definitely one of the weapons. The DP was able to use. But we had a lot of different ways to get the job done.
For sure. And yeah, we saw Dustin's wrestling in display, not only against the cage, but he got a takedown and he looked good doing it. So I guess, of course, there's a bunch of moving pieces to his game plan. Did you guys think the leg kicks were going to take that big, as big, a really big part of the fight? Because it really seemed that it changed everything in that first round heading into the second.
Well, we know that it was a very good possibility, especially because the way that Conor McGregor stands, that taekwondo karate, style with great boxing, but we know how much damaging the calf kicks are. It's something that doesn't go away. It just accumulates, it stays with you, and it makes you slower. It's harder for you to put the weight on, to really deliver powerful shots. So it was definitely one of the weapons, what we knew that Dustin could use and be very successful with.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, those leg kicks were brutal. For those that don't know, I mean, because mostly, I mean, maybe some people have been in some street fights and they kind of know how a punch feels, but maybe not leg kicks. Leg kicks is more for the pros, right? Can you explain
Yeah.
to people like what exactly does it feel to take a leg kick to the calf?
It's like that. It only hurts when you breathe. Your whole leg is completely dead. And when you breathe, it's hurting as well. So it pretty much shoots a pain, throughout your whole leg. You're not able to stand still, and every time that you put your foot on the ground, it's super painful. So it's very debilitating. It's hard to move forward. It's hard to impose your game plan per se.
Yeah. And I mentioned this earlier, as soon as we started this video, but you're known for the leg kicks. If we just go back and watch your footage, I know you're in BKFC now, but over in the UFC, you did amazing work with leg kicks. You have some of the most brutal leg kicks in the history of the sport. How nice was it to like see Dustin Poirier implement that, and not only that, but have it be so effective?
It was awesome, man. I mean, I've been working with DP since 2017. Again, his first fight, the first fight that we worked together was against Anthony Pettis. And I seen the evolution of Dustin so far. He can do it all. He's a complete fighter. He can wrestle. He can box. He can kickbox. He can just submit you if you give him the opportunity. And it was pretty cool. Seeing Conor McGregor kind of recognize the myself in the corner and the strategy and everything. But all props goes to Dustin, and to the team strategy combined. We got the job done. He shocked the world. A lot of people were counting him out, and you can't just cut the guy out that has been beating pretty much everybody at that weight class. So we're very happy with the result.
Yeah, for sure. Poirier looked amazing. Probably one of the best performances we've seen, and it truly looks like he's entering his prime. And just lastly on the leg kicks, you just mentioned there that moment that Conor McGregor said, like, he heard you say, okay, that was a good one. And he was in his mind, he thought, oh, that's right, it was a good one. Bastard or something, I believe he called you. Do you remember that moment? Do you remember the moment that he's talking about, that specific leg kick?
Not really. He landed a lot of leg kicks in that fight. And I was always talking to him through the fight. Not over talking, but always let him know that the positive things that he was doing. And also being aware of the negative things that could happen. But he landed. I think most likely he ever landed in that fight. So I don't really remember. I was very surprised when he mentioned that at the press conference. I guess when you do a good job, you need to talk about it. People talk for you. So that was pretty nice.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, those so many leg kicks. Those look so painful watching from home. I can't imagine how it looked in person, and especially being in there, for Connor. And now moving on to what's next. I mean, Dustin said that he'd like to maybe fight for a belt. He definitely wants to fight some big fights. He said he didn't definitely doesn't want to fight Michael Chandler. Then we saw recently Kavanagh, Conor McGregor's coach, said that Conor wants the trilogy and he's sort of asking for it already. I know you're not Dustin, obviously, and I know you don't speak for him, but as a coach, is the trilogy an immediate fight again with Conor McGregor? Is that something that you think would interest Dustin?
I mean, again, I'm not Dustin. I can't speak for him. I know he's the uncrowded champion for sure. So whatever he decides to do, I'll be there to prepare him. I'll be there to support him, not just me, American Top Team as well. But the ball is on his court. I think he is the one calling the shots right now. Whatever he wants to do, I think it will be done.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's interesting. I saw him tweet a few times like, "Hey, I am the uncrowned champion of this division. Give me a belt." And it seems a lot of fans feel the same way and have been, vocal on Twitter and just social media in general. Do you feel that way? Do you feel like right now Dustin Poirier is the man at 155 pounds?
Absolutely. I mean, just look at his track record. He beat everybody. Besides Khabib, that is retired. Uh, uh, he himself said many, many times that he's out of the game. So if he's out of the game, who's the best one right now? The next best one is Dustin Poirier. He pretty much beat everybody in that weight class. So I think he's in a great position. Again, I'm not the type of guy that's going to speak for him. Whatever he decides to do, I'll be there to support him. I'll be there to help him get ready for whatever challenge comes next.
Yeah, for sure. And as far as your experience in Fight Island at the post-fight press conference, we saw Dustin Poirier be a bit critical of the experience. He called it Fight Hotel. He felt like he was a little bit, locked in. Obviously, you're not cutting weight. You don't have to deal with the nerves of getting in the cage, right, for that specific fight. But overall, as a coach, how was your Fight Island experience? Like, did you sort of share some of the sentiments that Dustin mentioned after the fight?
I mean, it's just part of the process, right? You're there to compete. Of course, not everything it's gonna be the way you expected, But UFC is the biggest organization in the world, and I think they did a pretty good job. Yeah, I think the COVID kind of hit us, in a way that makes things unpleasant. Things that you usually you'll be able to do, you can't do it right now. But overall, it was a good experience. We had a lot of success that weekend, and we got the job done. So I'm happy with it.
Yeah, for sure, man. And now talking about your career, obviously, you left the UFC. Now you're a BKFC fighter, and you made your debut in September, right, against
Uh,
Julian Lane, and picked up a victory. You were gonna say something? Sorry.
no. I was just showing the BKFC logo.
Oh, okay. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, nice shirt. How was your debut? Because I haven't spoken to you in a while. Did your experience meet your expectations heading into your first fight for BKFC?
It was definitely different. I almost kicked him the first and the second round. But once the I kind of set into the new fighting style. It was very comfortable. Damage wise, compared to MMA fight. Usually, when you're done with the MMA fight, your whole body is messed up. I had a lot of cuts, especially this one because of a headbutt. But besides that, from the neck down, I was pretty fresh. My hands were a little swollen. So at this age in my career, it was very refreshing. To have a different fighting experience. I'm excited. I'm full in, and I want to see how much damage I can do in that organization.
Yeah, for sure, man. And how long do you see yourself with BKFC? Like, how many fights do you think you'll get in here in the future? And do you expect to have a long career with them?
We'll see how it goes. I'm 37 right now. I've been in this business for a very long time, and I've been fighting MMA professionally for 20 years right now. I feel great. I think I always had really good defense, so I didn't take that much damage, throughout my whole career. So we'll see. I definitely want to become a champion. I wouldn't join the organization if I don't think I can become a champion. So I don't have anything set in stone right now. I definitely want to be successful. I definitely want to be my best version. So let's see how much damage I can do.
For sure. And has there been discussion of a return date for you?
So my next fight, supposedly, it's March 12th. It's gonna be here in South Florida at the Hard Rock Hotel Casino. I don't know who my next victim is gonna be yet, but I think that is the date that I'll be competing next.
Okay, nice. Very, very cool. And obviously, fans mostly know you because of your work in MMA. I mean, you did a lot of great things throughout your mixed martial arts career. Will we ever see a return from Thiago Alves to the mixed martial arts world, or do you think you're going to hang things up in bare knuckle boxing?
Now I'm gonna hand things out in bare knuckle boxing. I done it all in MMA. Now the only thing I wasn't able to do was become a champion, but I've been through it all. Any possible situation you can imagine in that career, I've been through. So that's why I think being a coach is an easy transition for me because I understand the mental aspect. I understand the financial aspect. I understand pretty much everything that a fighter is gonna go through. In this career. So I'm happy. I'm content. I wish I could have done better, but that's just like everybody in life. Anything they do. I'm very proud of my work. And I'm done with MMA. I'm 100% investing in bare knuckle boxing right now. And I want to see how much damage I can do in this new sport that it's growing as well. I feel like bare knuckle boxing, like MMA back in the days. And I was part of the golden era. And moving forward, of course. So I'm happy to be able to be in this organization right now at the growing stage. And see if I can take this, to a new level of recognition.
For sure, no doubt. And now that I guess you have in mind that that chapter of mixed martial arts is closed in your life. Favorite memory? Because I mean, like you said, you're a pioneer. You were fighting for a really long time at the top as well. So, what was your favorite memory of your career? Would you say?
So many, man. When I beat Kyle Parisian, it was super special. My fight at the night with Chris Lato, it was special as well. Beating Matt Hughes, that was huge. Josh Karshak as well. But one of the most meaningful to me is when I beat Seth Bazinski, because I was out for over 2 years and I had 4 surgeries, in the process. And I had a lot of doubts, in my mind. This sport involved so much, as you know. It's a completely different different weight class where everywhere you look. Within a year. So I was out from 2012 to 2014. And then came back. It was a fight in not in my hometown, but pretty close from home in Orlando, Florida. And I was able to get fight of the night with him. And then after that, I fought in Vegas against Jordan Meaning, got the knockout of the night. So those experiences were very special to me because it just showed that I had all this obstacles in front of me, ring rush, a lot of time without competing, financially. I didn't make money for 2 years. I had some sponsors, but, I had to really dig into my savings, to be able to pursue this, professional fighter lifestyle, and I was able to overcome that hurdle, and do very well for myself. So lots of memories, man, but definitely this one from being not active for 2 years and then be able to compete and come back, at the biggest stage and get fight at the night. That was definitely special.
For sure. And I know you're still fighting and you have a lot of violence to dish out still. But once you retire, do you think you'll move into a full role of a coach? Because I know maybe like a few years ago, we discussed the possibility of maybe you becoming a police officer. So kind of curious, what do you have in mind after you're done fighting?
So, dude, I like to have options of things that I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about law enforcement. I'm actually pursuing my degree, my associate's degree in criminal justice right now. So I am a full-time coach on American Top Team, but being an MMA fighter my whole life, just switching out to just focusing in boxing, it's actually pretty easy on my body. So I'm able to be a full-time coach and still, compete at the highest level in a different organization, a different fighting style. But at the same time, I'm still pursuing my education, my college degree. So I like to keep my options open, man. I mean, I'm not, and I like to stay in the moment right now. I have a fight in front of me. I want to become a champion at bare knuckle boxing. I'm a coach as well at American Top Team. I'm able to juggle, the two of them very well. American Top Team, of course, provides me with, amazing freedom to do, those two things. And the law enforcement has always been, a dream since I was a little kid, even before fighting. So I'm preparing myself. I like to have my options open, and whenever it's time to, move on to a next stage of, my life, I will. I'll be ready. But right now we're still focusing on, do the most we can do and what we have right now, which is, bare knuckle boxing coaching.
For sure. All right, Thiago. Well, great work at UFC 257. It was amazing corner work over there in Fight Island. Looking forward to this upcoming fight that you have in March at BKFC. And thank you so much for your time.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me again.